This is some tool that I make stuff.
Okay, I want to bring this close to the camera. Check this out.
Yeah.
So this right here just slips right in. This you manufactured just in your tire,
I make
bending
myself,
metal
yeah,
and
yeah.
shave it.
Yeah.
And that goes right in there. And this is his handle.
And
Now show us how this works.
That tool is to work with the hands. If you don't want to use electricity, for example, you can see this bamboo is sharpening here,
Yeah, it's sharp
and
on the edge.
I can fix with this very quick.
You just round it off quick, and then
quick.
it's just smooth. Okay, hey everybody, we are here at EcoMaste. I'm here with Rodo, who is just a bamboo genius. He is responsible here at EcoMaste for teaching the last number of workshops that they've had, teaching bamboo construction and furniture making and things like that. Behind us here is a bathroom that was made in the last workshop. And I'm gonna let Rodo here tell you a little bit about himself and what he's been doing. So where are you from? You're from Costa Rica, yeah?
I'm from Costa Rica. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you've traveled extensively. Where have you been teaching bamboo and for how long?
I travel in many countries, but I teach it only in Belgium a little bit and in France, southern France,
Uh-huh.
for a different course that I offer there, but only in bamboo furniture.
Okay.
I teach only bamboo furniture, never construction.
When you were in France and Belgium?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then the rest I teach here most in Costa Rica.
Okay. And so you've been teaching here at EcoMaste for the last year. How many workshops have you done here this year?
Well, we make,
Or in the last year?
I don't remember right, but many.
Many?
Many, yeah.
More than 3?
Oh no,
Yeah.
more than 5, 6, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah,
It's been a busy year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this construction behind us, this is a dry composting toilet. And how many people for how many days did this take?
We did in different courses.
Okay.
We don't did in one course.
Oh, this is a 2-course
I
project.
think we make in 2 courses, and then I finished with some students from Holland
Okay.
that they stay here
Finishing
for
touches.
3 months, and they helped me to finish the whole project.
Okay, cool. So are these courses 1 week?
1 week, yeah.
Uh-huh. And what did you do in the first week here? Can you kind of point
The first
out
week we make the whole foundation.
Okay.
We make floor, and we begin to make the frame a little bit, and then we finish because we teach some different things too
Uh-huh.
to make furniture and different techniques for building. That was the only that we cover in 1 week course.
Okay, so you did many different things. You didn't just focus on this.
No, we did
Yeah.
many things.
Uh-huh.
The idea was that I show the people, because the people was more interested in cup.
In Cobb.
It's the reason that we made the foundation and that we make the bottom. The bottom is all in cup.
Okay.
And
Great.
we had more time, and now we teach a little bit to make the frame. But
Okay.
the people was more interested in cup, and it's the reason that we made the foundation.
Okay, interesting. So this foundation here doesn't have any concrete in it.
No.
Okay, just
Nothing.
Cobb.
Just cup.
Okay. Earth bags or just
No,
just
no,
solid
just
mixed
solid
mixed
mix,
Cobb?
Yeah. And the foundation for the wood that is manu.
Uh-huh.
Manu is some kind of wood that you can let in the ground for more than 80 years, 100 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I use some technique that I learned from the Chinese, and I used to put lime and sand and soil in the same proportion, and so you can save the tree for more than 200 years in the ground, because lime is
Use it as a treatment for the manu.
yeah
in the
and for
ground.
any wood that you put in the ground.
Uh-huh.
Lime is a natural product, and lime breathes like clay, and I used to put this in foundations and the wood, because you can save the wood breath in the ground.
So you just paint it on the wood?
No,
You make a
no, you mix the lime with soil and sand, and you make like some kind concrete, but with lime, concrete, and sand.
and then you put the post in
You
that.
put the post air with rocks, and you
Ah.
have the post that breathes in the ground. And
Okay.
it's less humid.
So the post is in the ground, but it's not touching clay because the clay's
No.
always got moisture, and the clay's bringing moisture to the post.
The clay is with soil and
With the
sand,
mix,
and the same proportions.
it keeps moisture away from the
Yeah,
post.
yeah.
Brilliant. I love it. So in the second workshop then, what aspects of this were left for the second workshop?
In the second workshop, we did the old frame. We finished the old frame, and then we finished to put the old cover, and that was the old that we covered in 1 week.
Okay.
We don't finish the door. We finish the plaster.
Uh-huh.
We show some wall plaster only because
Okay.
we show every course different things. And we show only two walls plaster like this, and now we was down with this course
Okay.
because we focus every time in two ways when we teach. Depends on the people want. And this is the time that we used to do this course. We teach cup and bamboo.
Okay. Mixed medium,
This
natural
medium.
building.
But we used to teach of both, or we used to teach only bamboo of only cup. Both.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But how do you like it? Do you prefer having a mix of everything in 1 week, or is it easier to just focus on one thing in a week?
I don't mind.
No?
I do it as the people want, or sometimes
Okay.
we put the advertisements and we offer that.
Okay.
But I feel personal that it's easier to focus only one thing. For example, something that I used to do it in the past a lot is I teach 1 week bamboo and 1 week cup,
Uh-huh.
and the same group.
Uh-huh.
And so the people can choose if I did bamboo or if I did only cup of both. And it's
Nice.
the option that we offer. So.
Yeah. Did you find in the workshop when you had people coming for, was it advertised as a natural building, or was it advertised as a bamboo immersion workshop?
And we advertise and we did immersion workshop
Of bamboo?
of bamboo.
That was the focus.
That was
And
the
so people came and they were learning more some other Adobe and cob and lime plasters and
Lime
stuff.
plaster, yeah.
And do you feel like that was well received? They didn't mind, or do you feel like the people coming would have preferred to just focus on bamboo?
Most people they prefer both.
Both.
And I used to teach bamboo furniture too.
Okay.
And many people last time love bamboo furniture, only bamboo furniture.
Only bamboo furniture. I want to take the. Yeah.
We find people for all directions. But the last time we tried to offer both, like 1 week bamboo, 1 week cup. Or sometimes we did only once, of only bamboo building.
Uh-huh.
And we introduced a little bit with bamboo furniture, but most bamboo builder.
Okay. So in this structure here, if somebody wanted to build something like this for themselves, about how much money in materials, if you're harvesting your own bamboo, but you're still buying whatever you need to treat it and do everything else, about what range of money do you think goes into a structure
The
like
money
that?
is not much.
Not much.
I think this kind, I think like
$1,000
something more,
materials,
maybe a
yeah.
little bit more, but not much like this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 1,500, I think.
Okay.
Because if you make yourself, you save a lot of money because here is a lot of work.
A lot of labor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this roof is really awesome. It's got all the textures and curves in that. I use something like that similar. It's a fabric that you dip in cement, right? So, but I noticed the fabric that I've used is called geotextile or geotextile. It's this black felt, right? But I saw that's like a thicker membrane. Is that like a shade cloth or something you used?
No, I put 2 times.
2 times. That's
So I
why.
make thicker.
But it's the regular felt, the geotextile?
Yeah, it's same, regular.
Just two
I
caps?
put 2 times to make more stronger.
And what did you use to seal it afterwards?
I plaster with some material that the name is muro seco. It's to make more flat, more nice.
Okay.
And then we paint with some special paint for waterproof. And so we make waterproof roof.
Okay. So this is one of the structures you've done. You said about 5 workshops here. What other things have you built in the workshops?
The other workshops, we don't build nothing, only we show different techniques. Joints and latching and weave bamboo and furniture.
Okay.
That's that we teach.
And this structure here, this is it looks like it's going to be a shower?
Yeah, it's 2 showers there.
2 showers?
And the
Okay.
name for this bamboo is Philostachys aurea, the small one, and the black one is black bamboo.
Okay.
It's some kind of bamboo that is very nice. Normally, the old bamboos, they change the color. Black bamboo, they never change the color.
Yeah, we've got some on our property. It's just super lovely.
I love this kind of bamboo. It's beautiful for furniture of small buildings like this.
And the shower here doesn't really have, I mean, besides the roof panels, it looks like it's all bamboo, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, all
that
bamboo.
really just doesn't cost hardly anything in materials.
No, if you have the material in your garden,
And
you pay only for the roof.
uh-huh.
The rest you can find in your farm. If you have bamboo in your farm,
Yeah.
You don't need to pay for nothing there.
And 2 people put that up easier? Do you like having a third person to
Oh,
work
yeah.
with bamboo?
No, 2 people.
2 people's fine.
2 people. This two. With
Uh-huh.
2 people you can make this.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm really interested to see some of your special tools that you've been using with bamboo. You like to take a
Yeah,
look in
go.
the workshop
You can
there?
go to show them.
Okay. So we're here in the workshop now, and this is really exciting for me because having like bamboo is, I've worked with a lot of wood. I've worked with a lot of dimensional lumber, made some furniture, some houses, some things like that. And then when you get into bamboo, you can splinter and break and crack the bamboo if you try to cut it like regular wood, right? So that's where a lot of these special tools. And so give us a tour here of what we've got on the table.
Yeah, this is, for example, some kinds of material that I make. This is some tools I make when I was 18 years old.
18.
I was 18 years old when I made this.
When you made this tool, you've been carrying this around since you were 18?
Yeah, and this
Wow.
and this I carrying for 40 years now.
Okay.
And that's the kind of tools you can find in Amazon. But I offers for my students the possibility to buy this tools too.
Okay, well, let's start with this. It's pretty similar to what I might find at a hardware store. Why do you use this one rather than something that you could just buy at any hardware store?
Normal regular sack that you find in the market is not so strong like this. This kind frame that I used to make is because this is strong,
It's very thick. It's a thick steel.
and I need to break the bamboo sometimes.
Okay.
With a regular sack, it's not possible because it's not so strong. This is I welding the old material, and I put a nut here in the middle, and so I can I can change the sack.
Cool. Okay.
Here's no tension,
Yeah.
and I can make I can put more tension. But it's a simple nail. With a simple nail you put here, and you make tension.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And that work very good.
So your
sack
hacksaw is just super
it's with me
strong.
40 years,
40 years.
and it's making to make that. Watching that.
Okay. Okay. So you don't
That's
need to
like-
switch tools.
Yeah, and normal with regular sacks, you can do that.
No. No.
And this is a Japan hatch, and I make this too with metal. I used to find the, how do you say, the tension for the trucks, for the pickups. There's some tension.
The leaf springs.
The leaf frames.
Uh-huh.
And with this material, it's a very hard material. I used to make this hatch.
Okay.
So this hatch in the market is like $80 like this, and I sell for $50 the same quality. And like
Okay.
this. And this is a Japan saw. It's very sharpened. You can get bamboo like butter. It's amazing. You can get the bamboo like this big,
Yeah.
like nothing.
Yeah, I have one of these that I use for cutting bamboo at home. What's the difference between getting like a really good one and one that you just catch
For
at the
example,
hardware
the
store?
some one that you find in the market and the old stores here in Costa Rica to get branches like this, it's never so sharp like this. This is very sharpened, and this material, this tool I can use for long time, work very well. With the some one that you buy here in the stores, it's not so quality.
Okay, so this is from Japan. Is it the
This is
quality
Japan.
of metal that they use?
It's,
or the cut of the teeth?
It's
or-
the quality of metal and the quality of the teeth too. It's
all of it. They just
all yeah. And
they just don't make them like that here.
and then don't rust too. It's how to say I don't know how to say in English when it's cover for the rust.
For the rust, like stainless steel.
It's steel, yeah, stainless steel, yeah, very strong. This is some tool that I make stuff.
Okay, I want to bring this close to the camera. Check this out.
Yeah.
So this right here just slips right in. This you manufactured just in your tire,
I made
bending
myself,
metal
yeah,
and
yeah.
shave it,
Yeah.
and that goes right in there. And this is his handle.
And
Now show us how this works.
that tool is to work with the hands. If you don't want to use electricity, for example, you can see this bamboo is sharpened here,
Yeah, it's sharp
and
on
I
the
can
edge.
I can fix with this. very quick.
You just round it off quick,
round it
and then
quick.
it's just smooth. It gives all the all the
Yeah.
edges something smooth.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
And I can
So
rust
quick.
the nuts too.
The
Example,
notes.
here.
Uh huh.
Normal, you can do it this with electric tools, but
No, I've done it with an angle grinder, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah, but this-
faster.
you can, maybe it's not so faster, but it's very functional. And usually to make bamboo furniture, it's tools to make bamboo furniture. It's not for construction though.
Right. furniture,
It's
okay.
very, very functional. You don't need electricity. I can make it. I can make a chair or a bed or like this, only with these tools. Only with this. And this chisel, too. The chisel I make when I was 18 years old. I make this when I was 18 too, and this too.
That's nice. Wow.
And I make this too. And I make different kinds chisels.
This
bigger
knife
and
has
small.
lasted you 40 years.
Yeah, it's with
Wow.
me 40 years.
And it looks like you use this for everything. And you
Yeah.
just keep it sharpened?
It's
Was it
very-
that much bigger?
No, that
it's
was
just
a
really
little bit
good
bigger,
quality
like
metal.
maybe like this.
Uh-huh.
But it's very, very strong steel.
Yeah.
For example, I need to chop this only once a week.
Uh-huh. And you use it
And
regularly.
I use because it's very, very hard material.
Uh-huh.
I can show here, for example, this is bamboo nail. I can show you how sharpness is.
Yeah, that's effortless. And that's how you make the pins for,
I make so the
for
nails with that,
binding
yeah,
the
yeah.
two pieces together of bamboo.
And normal with a regular knife, you can do this because the chop is only one side. If you are a right hand, you need to make the chop and the left. If you are left hand, you need to make the chop and the right.
Uh-huh. But this one you keep sharp on the both sides.
No,
Oh, you
only
just-
one side.
Just because you're right-handed.
One side is flat, one side is sharpened.
Okay.
Normal regular knife, the chop is in the middle.
Uh-huh.
To work in bamboo, they need to be on one side only.
Ah, so you don't
Yeah,
split
that's very
it
important,
in a
yeah.
strange
Yeah.
way, right?
And the material, we have kind of steels for 0 to 16. 16, how do you say? I don't know how to say in English, but it's the power for the steel.
Uh-huh.
0 to
Like-
16.
Like some measurement of the tensile strength.
The,
or something like that.
tension. This one is good in 5 or 6.
Okay.
If it's less, it's not okay. If it's too much, it's not okay too.
Okay.
Because if the knife fall, they're broken in pieces.
Right.
This kind steel that I find is very, very good. And you can see here, maybe very sharp in the camera, there is some hole here. It's
Holes
making
like
it a
grooves.
propósito to sharpen easier. You see, it's not flat here.
Uh-huh.
That's the Japan technique.
Okay.
And I learned everything because when I began to wear bamboo, when I was 17 years old, there was not possible to find tools. Now in Amazon, you can order.
Right.
But in this time, you don't find nothing in the market. And I make the old tours and with pictures and books because in my time was not possible to watch YouTube
Right.
of internet. There was not that.
Uh-huh.
Only books, and the only that I see was pictures and books. And so I began to tasting materials. I make many mistakes because I used to do it with normal material, and the knife was not working right. The chisel same. But after one time, I was asked many people, and so I began to learning that to make tools like this, you need a special material. And so I
Okay.
began to find and to learning about that. And my experience is all about practice. And same with furniture and like this. I practice a lot because I don't receive much teach. I was learning almost alone everything that I know
Okay.
and practice and make many mistakes. And
So you learned from books, but now you're teaching workshops. For someone like myself, we have some bamboo planted. It's ready for harvest. I've started harvesting it. I see a structure like this, and it seems pretty straightforward, although huge, and I would probably be intimidated to start something big like this myself. But what would your recommendation for somebody who has some bamboo and they want to start playing with it? What's the first kind of projects that you think are kind of easy and straightforward, and to get one accustomed to working with new tools and things like that?
My recommendation is first thing that you need to learn is treat the bamboo,
Treating the bamboo.
because it's the first path that you need to do it. If you
Okay.
don't treat the bamboo in the right way, you lose the old bamboo. Because bamboo is some material that's very sweet, and the insects love this material because it's like sugar, like sugar cane. My recommendation is to learn about treat the bamboo, and then begin to learn about techniques like fish mount and joints and latching. And but normal, when one course I offers in 1 week, you can learn it about that. And only one course that we offers here, we teach to treat the bamboo, to cut in the right moon because it's very important too. And we teach to make fish mounts and joints, different joints and latching. And then after 1 week course, you are ready to build some structure like this, or some cabin.
Okay.
It's enough for only one course, 1 week.
Okay.
But it's very important. I want to explain that because it's very important that people know it depends your ability too. Because some people they have many ability, some people not. And I see many students that they were frustrated because when I work with bamboo, I like to see that it's very simple, but it depends your ability. I have students, most women, it's amazing. The women they have the feeling to use tools and to make things. And in my experience, I began to teach after 1990, and the most students I had was women. I don't know what reason they are better to use tools and to learn it quick. But as I say, it depends on ability. I find many men too that they learn very quick too. But it was like everything, you know, you are good for computer, or you are good for math, or you are good for to speak, or you are good to use hands, and we are good in something. Every human being. And yeah, my recommendation is that you make a test for yourself if you are good or not, because it's sometimes for me it's sad to see people frustrated when they see that they can do something. But the most people that I teach in my experience life, they can make some cabin alone, only with one course alone.
Okay. So that's the first step. The first step is stop thinking about playing with bamboo myself, figuring it out, feeling lost for several months
Yeah.
of experiment, to just come get a class. Yeah, so you guys are teaching here at EcoMaste classes several every few months, and
Yeah, and 1 year we teach here, I think, like 5 courses. Yeah.
5 courses.
Next month is the number 6, I think.
Yeah, you've got one coming up
Yeah,
July.
1 year and 1 month. And I used to teach many courses outside too here, but only here I think this is number 6. Next one, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty frequent.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited about taking one of your courses. Can you show us, before we go, a couple of beginner techniques, some of the first things you teach somebody when you start a course?
Yeah, for example, the knife that I make is someone for the beginner. And to make fish mount, maybe we can show here in the accounts.
Okay, so this here is a bench that you're making, yeah?
Yeah. Something like this, for example, is a piece that everybody can make in 1 week course.
In a 1 week
Because
course.
I teach these techniques in 1 week. Here's nails, make holes, and make fish mount here. And that's a technique that I make with wood. That's very strong too. And I cover this with black bamboo with bamboo splits here.
Oh, okay, so you've got this here for structural purposes, but you hide all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this, for example, is not ready, but you can see the strongness. Yeah.
And there's no screws. This is all held
There's
together just by bamboo pins.
Here I put the screws here, but
You did put a couple.
I cover this with as many techniques. I can make this only with bamboo nails, or I can make this with screws. It's different techniques. I teach in the courses both.
You teach both in the course.
Yeah. Because so everybody can do it. You can decide that you want to do it.
Okay. So this fish mount, you call it?
Yeah.
Is that something easy that you can just show us how to do that?
I can show, yeah, but we need to make that on the table. I can show you. We used to make with some tool, and I used to make with some circle saw too. And I teach both ways. Or we can do it with the hand, but it's not so easy.
It's not so easy.
No,
Okay.
that take like 5-10 minutes to make that.
Okay.
But with the tools, with the circle saw, this I can make them less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
We can make one if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to this. And here I need your help. This is one technique that I used to make fish mount. Normal we can use on whole board to make this exactly.
Oh, like a boring saw that
Yeah.
you hook up to a drill.
Yeah, yeah.
You drill the big,
And so you can make the fish mounts.
and it won't splinter and cut up the bamboo. It makes a nice clean cut.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I want to make here some technique that is with the circle saw. And this is something that I used to make for a long time. Because in the past we used to make all manual. And after one time I was tired and I find this a way to make with this. And that work very, very functional and very easy, very quick. And
All right. I'm excited
maybe
to see it.
you hold for me like this.
You bet.
I need this. And normal here, I make the angle, and I need to respect the frame here to make right, and that's it. And here we can check this perfect.
Wow.
Normal, I can make this with tools, but it's more time. This is the easier way to
It
do
was
it.
so quick.
And I teach this in courses, and I can make fish mount wherever size bamboo is.
That is definitely one of those techniques that, because I've worked with some of our bamboo already. My furniture probably I won't be showing any pictures of, but but this is one of those pieces I could never quite figure out exactly, and that's
That's
simple.
You see, it's perfect. You can see there's no holes.
And then you just drill your holes in here
Yeah,
and
yeah.
here and send a bamboo pin through it just like
yeah,
that, right?
Yeah, yeah. And for example, I can show how work my tools. For example, you see,
Oh, that's
get
incredibly
the bamboo
sharp.
like butter.
Wow.
You can do this with a normal knife,
Okay.
only with this kind knife. And here too, you can see.
All right. Well, wow. Since I'm getting the expert secrets here, how do you sharpen your knife?
This is the stone that I
use a
use.
stone.
You can find in any store
Okay.
that they make building materials. And the way is to you make this flat
Right, because you said one side's got to be
and
flat
this.
and dry. You don't wet the stone
No, I wet the stone.
if you're going to really do it.
I make this wet, but I show only here.
Okay.
Normally you need to put water of oil. It's but when you use the stone with water, you need to use only water. If you make wet with oil, only oil.
Don't switch up.
No,
Just
one for the both, and that's it. Normal this here is more sharpening. Only with this is more sharpening. I can show this.
yeah. That's all you need right there.
Yeah. See. Bamboo. I can show how strong is the bamboo. You can see this, for example. Yeah, it's very, very strong. Normally, piece wood you can broken like nothing. You see this? It's difficult to broken. You see? And with this, you can see the sharpen this.
It's a good knife.
Yeah. This knife is amazing. It's amazing. And you need some all techniques that you use in bamboo. You need this knife. It's very important.
Now, there's another tool that I don't see here that I've seen used like on videos for splitting the culms like in 4 pieces.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
This one I make soft too. And this is to split the bamboo here.
You made this one yourself?
I make, yeah, you can find in the market too. But I make everything myself.
Yeah.
And with this technique, I make these pieces you can see here. I want to blend some ones. You can see the all ones is the same
Size.
I put this in the circle and the table saw, and so I can make all ones in the same.
So then you take this and you run it through the table saw to get your.
And so I can make all
pieces.
ones in the same dimension. You can see here, all ones in the same. Very straight, perfect to push in walls like this. You can make floors too with this technique. And now I want to use to put in the area to sit. This, like in this position like this.
Yeah, to put the cushion on.
To put the, or you can use
Or
like
without
this.
cushion, just comfortable like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been using this one?
40 years. So
40 years.
I made this with 18-year-old.
Wow.
And that worked like the first day.
Wow. You're a true master. This is great.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, when I began to work, I don't have money to buy nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you can find these materials outside. No idea. No idea and no money. And the only that I had there was the ideas and pictures.
Well, you saw it in a book and you just had somebody make it, or you made it yourself?
No, I
do
make
welding.
stuff.
Yeah.
I see the pictures. They show me in pictures. That was a picture. And I said, okay, I want to try to do it. And
Inspiring. That's awesome. Hey, thanks so much. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to show off before we finish?
yeah, I have some walls here behind but now it's wood there. I make some cup walls.
Oh, the cob.
And but you can see here, and the old compost soil that we see and begin for the video is making all in cup.
All in cob.
Yeah. And you can see here the wall is the begin for the cup. You can see the straw, and you can see that the pieces cup that I put.
And that cob is made out of straw, clay.
Straw, sand, clay, and sand, and straw only. And I can show this strong that is.
It is sitting on. I see above it up there. There's a wire frame. Is this?
I made two techniques here.
Okay.
And this is walls I make with the students to show the students some different techniques about to put cup and walls. But you can see this so strong that is.
Yeah.
And it's not ready. We can see here inside. I can show you here. I use here some technique with the frame and bamboo. You can see the frame and bamboo there.
Ah, yeah.
And I put the cover one side and then for the other side, and you cover the old bamboo and you don't see nothing.
Okay, so that you've got split bamboo, and then you pack the cob.
And then you can see the second level there. That's all covered with the same technique. I made different techniques and different.
Covered on both sides up there.
And here, you can see more flat. That's all walls. That's the students that they did.
And these holes are made by just putting little bottles in there when you.
They make holes to make a design. Now we cover to put the old tools, but they make like a motion and design. And
there's a whole design there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And normal here is no plaster. When you plaster this, it's like the compost toilet. You see everything ready.
Yeah, just it looks like it could be a cement wall.
Yeah, yeah. And this one is some technique that I used to do it to make bamboo floors. You see, this is a kind floor that I used to make. There's small pieces bamboo that you put in the floor, and you see this is almost 1 inch, and there's very, very strong floor. And now it's flat here, and it's all bamboo pieces.
So I've always wondered about this. Then, if you've got it, is it nailed to this board?
I put there, but you can put this in concrete with some kind glue that you can glue it in the.
So do you glue the bamboo pieces together first into
No,
like a
no. I
you-
put one for one.
one at a time,
Yeah,
and you just fix it in there, put it in place, and make the next
yeah.
one?
But some kind glue that means what's the name? Supreme. That you can put directly in the concrete, and only you get the pieces, all pieces, and you put in the concrete and you tamp, and then he stay. After 5 minutes, you can pull out.
No.
It's so amazing glue, and you can glue it in concrete floors,
Okay.
and then you can make amazing bamboo floor, very beautiful.
Wow. And then these, it seems so flat, but bamboo is round. How do you get this
With my
flat?
table saw,
Uh-huh.
I get the bottom for the bamboo that is more thick, and so I make the pieces flat on every side with the planer. I put in the planer and then I sand in, and I make everything flat.
But it still has the like outer shell, like shine to it. It doesn't matter. You cut it and then you like put
You
it,
sand in and that's it.
sand it, and that's it.
Yeah. You can see here the fiber of the bamboo.
Okay.
Just
So
the
this has
fi-
actually been cut, and then just once you cut bamboo, it gets shiny like that, like the
Yeah,
outside of
yeah.
it again.
I put some lac here, to
Some lacquer. Okay.
some lac I put here. And I put nails to hold it, but you don't need.
You don't need it. The
When you
glue
make the
holds it
floor,
all.
the glue hold everything.
Uh-huh. And what's the name of the glue again?
Supreme.
Supreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in the market. I used to make many wood floors and like this, and then I'm buying to make in bamboo too.
Okay.
And it's very beautiful. And bamboo is stronger than the wood.
Yeah. That's what I've read.
Yeah. And when you dry the bamboo right, and then that work very, very, very good. Very functional.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. This has been great. This has been a treat for me, seeing some of these little toques that I've always wondered about. So
Yeah, you're welcome.
appreciate it.
And
And yeah, I'm going to come to one of your workshops here soon.
I invite everybody to be here to teach the things that we used to do here.
Mhm.
And normal I began to teach after 1990, and my last 8 years I focus more on teach. And I teach bamboo houses, bamboo furniture, and cup. And I teach to make clay floors and roof with clay too.
Okay, wow.
And I teach some plasters, different plasters with natural materials. And I teach some plaster with hydraulic lime. And I teach some plaster with horse sheds and clay. That's amazing.
yeah, that's an old
Because the
technique.
use for the horse sheds make the clay more glued, and so you can glue the clay, and it's amazing the way that works. It's very, very strong and very functional.
Yeah, we have some of the walls that are made at my place were
Yeah.
made with,
Yeah, with
horse
horse shit,
manure, and
yeah,
and it makes it's definitely they're harder, smoother.
Yeah,
Clay.
but I find some material now in Costa Rica that is hydraulic lime. That is, I don't know if you hear about the sickle for the lime. To make lime, you burn the rocks in very high temperature, and when you sink this lime in water for 7 years, you put cold the lime again, and when you expose this lime in the air, that be rock again.
Okay, so you're soaking the lime for
7 years
7 years.
in water, and when you pull out, when you expose in the air, only you cover. For example, you make a wall like this, and I can plaster with lime only half centimeter, and the lime be rock again, and then that's so
Pure
amazing,
lime.
strong, pure lime, yeah,
Pure lime.
with sand.
With sand.
with sand.
Okay.
And that's good now is we don't need to wait 7 years because now we can buy the lime ready to use in once.
Okay.
It's like a cement. You can buy the sack, you mix with sand, and you can use it once, and you have ready the construction in the same day.
Well, that's brilliant. So it's they hydrate it and then they dehydrate it and sell it, or do you buy it wet?
No,
the
you buy in sacks, dry,
Dry. So it's been hydrated and then dehydrated.
and dehydrated. They
but
put
then
in
it
sacks.
still works just as well. when
So the
you-
well that was in water. They
okay.
make the whole process and they sell ready to use.
Okay.
The only that you need to do it is mix with sand and water like cement,
And just make your-
just
your
make
repel.
plaster, and you can make so
plaster.
thick that you want. Normal, I recommend was only half centimeter is enough
Wow.
because you make a house, the whole walls and cup, and then when you plaster with this, and only in 3 days begin to be very very hard
Oh,
that you feel like it's like rock.
that's great. That's just
And-
another one of those obstacles. Lime plaster.
And
is like the idea
that's
of-
that's more amazing with this technique is the lime is white color.
yeah.
You can let in white color off. You can put pigments.
The
That's
ochre.
very cheap too. For example, I can make a bucket color only with one bucket lime and water and only half kilo pigment. That's around 1200 colon, and you can make any color that you want, natural color.
Yeah.
And it's very cheap paint and very nice too. The only that you can make so much color than normal paints, but you can find the basic colors and it's nice.
And what about hongos? Like the
Don't.
mold?
That's amazing with this material is that the lime breathes, and if it's humid, the bread heat. If it's heat, the bread humid.
Yeah.
And that work all year, the lime.
Wow. Because even the most anti-mold paints
That's no
are
problem.
still grow mold
That's
a
no
lot
problem.
of times down
No,
here. and
this not.
No.
Because lime is some life material. He breathes like the air house, like a house in clay too that breathes. So. And then we have every time the house is like a life house.
Yeah, we've got some cob walls that have been up for a decade, and there's really
For me,
they're doing
for me, I
fine. They just don't
recommend
have a lime plaster on them yet.
one of the ways I learned to make a natural building is because I was watching when I was only 15 years old like this. I see that there was many houses in the town that I live, and there was houses, and I asked the people how old is this house. They told me more than 100 years, and I said that work. Why we don't do anymore? And so as I began to ask information, and now I teach that because I feel that some material that work, you can make amazing designs, amazing shapes, for very cheap material. For example, my house is all making in bamboo and lime, and my house is more than 300 square meter, and I spend only a quarter for the price that you pay in concrete.
Okay.
And it's a natural house, beautiful house, and cheap. And it's a house that breathes, and you keep the water more fresh. The house is more fresh too than
Yeah,
a
it
normal
stays
house.
more fresh inside.
Yeah, and that's amazing. Is I made my house in Rotina, and I find the old clay. I find the garden. I don't pay transport for that.
Just the sand.
And I had the river close my house. I don't pay any truck sand.
So you had sand too.
I find the old sand I make in my house. I find for the river, and I make 300 square meter house, more than 300 square meter house. If I buy only the sand in this house, I pay easier. I think around $4,000 more easier.
Just in sand.
Just in sand only. And with the cheap includes, every transport
And then
and sand.
fiber. What do you like? What did you use for fiber for that job?
I buy the straw.
Sure.
That's very cheap too.
I know we've used rice hulls, la cascarilla de arroz,
I never used that.
Ajá,
I no experience in that.
and fibra de coco.
Yeah, I never used this material because the way that I learned it is with the straw and some different fibers, but cocoa.
Yeah, cocoa. You just take the coconut husk and soak it in water, and then once it's soaked, you pull it out and you can just
Yeah.
pull off all the fibers. Bunch of people sitting
But
around
it's
a
a lot
table.
work.
Huh?
It's a lot work.
It's a lot of work, but
And the straw you buy it ready, one big container for
Right.
only 2,000.
yeah, no, it's definitely reasonable.
It's definitely, yeah, I say,
to buy a big thing of
yeah,
straw.
but it's something that you can do, you know, if you have many cocos, you need to buy straw too.
Yeah.
Easily you can make a house with the all material you have in the garden.
That's the
And
beautiful
if
thing.
you don't have straw, if you don't have rice and cocos, one more technique that you can make. You can buy some old sacks, you know, like this kind. Yeah. It's this kind. That's very cheap too. That's cabuya.
Kabuya, so that's a natural fabric sacco.
Yeah.
That's not the plastic one.
It's not plastic, that's natural.
That's a
And
natural
you,
jute.
you roll this in some piece of wood of bamboo, and then you can put in the walls many layers, and you don't need nothing. And this you can find second hand for nothing. Any sack like that you can find for 150 colon,
Okay.
and you can make many walls with this technique.
Yeah.
And
That's the
it's
fiber.
fiber of, you can make many walls only with horse shit and sand and lime and
Clay.
clay.
Because the horse shit has fiber.
The horse
in
shit have fibers and
it. It's just very fine
and it's
fiber.
really, really amazing the strong that is. If you make bricks with horse shit, it's stronger than any material that I use
Okay.
in top. Because I make many tests. If you make bricks with horse shit, it's difficult to broken with some hammer.
Okay.
It's close concrete
Okay.
and it's free material.
If you have
The,
horses.
if you have horses or if you live in the country,
Or if you have a neighbor
you
that has
find
horses.
shit, horse shit everywhere.
Yeah, they're making it every day.
Of cow shit too. It's for free.
Yeah, the cow stuff also has fiber in it. all
Yeah,
of it
but the
has
horse
fiber.
shit is better.
It's better. Okay.
Yeah, in my experience, it's more stronger. But
Okay.
it's many auctions that we have. That, for example, if you live in the country, that we don't need to pay for expensive materials. We find the materials in the garden, and as I try to teach in my courses to make a home, to make the furniture, the own home, for the cheapest price, and you can make something beautiful too. And so I think we need to stop to buy materials in the stores, like so expensive materials, concrete and blocks and like this. And the past, they say that was the way they used to building, that was not okay. And they put these materials to sell everything, but we don't need. And in the past, they used to make the roofs too in clay. And now we buy some thick metal that's very hard and very ugly, and it's not good for the ambient too. When you break in some house like this, it's many garbage that we don't want anymore. And my idea is to save Pachamama, to be more safe. You know, if you break one house, the house is integrate in the
Right. Whereas in this case, this plastic roof
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
metal roof and all that, what's going to happen with that? It's just
Yeah,
going to become microplastics in the soil and big rusty
and
pile of mess.
it's something that we need to change. I think now it's
Yeah.
time to
I really appreciate that you have that sentiment and,
It's time
and
to-
passion.
stop to push to spray the lamp too. You know.
Oh yeah, it's a whole other
Many
topic.
people, they don't mind for that, and they don't mind to make a house with plastic and crazy materials. We have everything cheaper and for free, many materials, and
Yeah.
but slowly I feel that many people begin to open the mind, to have more conscience about to
Well, you know,
respect more.
we've gone through a couple of generations that have lost the wisdom, and it doesn't take long. Just a couple of generations not knowing the wisdom, the techniques, the tactics. In some places, we've gone many more generations than that. But it's a real treat to have people like yourself bringing that wisdom forward to the next generations and having such a passion to teach this stuff to people. I'm excited to have a course with you. I'd love to have you out at our place to host a course up there. I also am all about teaching people and helping, giving them the tools and the experience to make better choices that really without the experience, without the teachings, it's not an option. You can hear about it, it's a fantasy, but it's not an option until you really have somebody show you. So it's fantastic that you've been devoting your life to that.
I invite everybody to work together, and I open, to work with people that is with the same ideas, to support with the knowledge that I have to help people to make natural buildings and to make with natural materials, and that they don't need to buy anymore for the stores because everything is so expensive and we don't need that.
Yeah.
We can I recommend everybody plant bamboo in their properties and begin to build the old things, you know, for bamboo is so cheaper material when you plant yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And very strong material too. And clay, everybody have clay in the garden too. And everybody have the option to mix this clay with different materials for very cheap. And that's my recommendation for everybody.
It's a good recommendation. It's one that I'm really glad that I took from someone else several years ago, and now we got the bamboo to play with, and and the techniques.
Yeah.
So we get to play. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, absolute pleasure.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I look forward to learning more about what you're doing here and your classes in the future.
Okay. Welcome everybody. I invite everybody to come to play with me here because for me that's no job, it's play.
Okay.
It's a game for me.
Well, we're gonna have lots of links in the like the show notes or the description of the video, and so people will be able to find you and
Okay.
reach out. All
Yeah.
right. Thanks.